Somewhere in the mountains of Afghanistan, there is no hospital, no grocery store. No one is coming to help. The only thing standing between these men and death is fire and whatever they can find to cook. This is where it starts. Every single morning. Not in warmth. Not in comfort. But here. Inside a tent buried in snow. Two men. Buried under everything they own. Just trying to make it to morning. And then, slowly, he gets up. Every morning here begins the same way. Slowly. Carefully. Because moving too fast in this kind of cold can cost you everything. The temperature outside has dropped well below zero. The kind of cold that doesn't just sting the skin. It reaches inside you, into your chest, into your bones. And still, he gets up because the sheep need tending, because the family needs feeding, because life here. Do not wait. He reaches down into the snow. One hand. 2. 3. 4. 4 handspans of ice. Packed solid. Overnight. This is what they woke up to. No machine to clear this. No crew. Just one man. One shovel. And the will to keep moving. In Afghanistan's high mountain regions, winters like this are not unusual. They are expected. Endured. Father to son. Generation after generation. The same cold. The same fight. But not every day in these mountains follows a quiet plan. Some mornings, the mountain sends a message. They step outside, and they see it. One of their sheep, gone. Lying on the ice, frozen, still. Then they see something else. Tracks. Heavy. Deep. Bear tracks. And just like that, this is no longer about food. This is about something older, more primal. Hunter and hunted. They prepare their tools, and they follow the tracks. What happens inside that cave is raw. It is not graceful. It is not clean. It is survival in its most honest form. They fight the bear, and they win. not because they were stronger, but because they had no choice. Because behind them, waiting in a tent filled with cold and hunger, was everyone who depended on them. They cut the animal into pieces. Careful, methodical. Nothing will be wasted. Not the meat, not the fur, not a single thing this animal gave them. Back at camp, the bear's fur is being stitched. Carefully. Even this. Even the skin of what nearly killed them becomes something useful. He hangs the fur, then drapes it over his shoulders. And for a moment, you see something ancient in his eyes. A man, the cold, and the will to survive it. Now the real work begins, feeding the people who are counting on them. He reaches inside the tent, pull out what little they have. A chicken. In another life, in another place, this would be an ordinary meal. Here, it is everything. Every piece. Every bite. Nothing will be wasted. Nothing can be. Water. Something most of us never think about. Something we take completely for granted. Here, water must be made. He shovels the snow, packs it into the vessel, seals it, and heats it over the flame. He will wait. And while he waits, the cold does not wait with him. It presses in from every direction. Through the walls, through the floor, through everything. Flour, water, fire. These are the ingredients of survival. Not a recipe from a book. Not a trend. Not a choice. This is what kept their grandfathers alive. And their grandfathers before that. He works the flour with his bare hands, pressing, folding. The motion is automatic, practiced 1,000 times, muscle memory passed down through generations. Then the eggs, precious, guarded. Each one matters. In a place where resupply means a journey through a blizzard, you do not waste a single one. He prepares each one with care, like a man who understands exactly what he holds in his hands. In another camp, in another part of these mountains, a similar story is unfolding. A man sits on the frozen ground. In front of him, potatoes, a knife, hands so cold, He can barely grip the blade. But he keeps going. Slice by slice. Careful. Deliberate. Watch the way he works. No wasted movement. No frustration. Just focus. The kind of focus that comes from a lifetime of doing what must be done. And then the fire. The pot goes on. And slowly, the cooking begins. Back in the first camp, something quietly heartbreaking is happening. He is trying to cut an onion. That is all. Just an onion. But his hands will not cooperate. The cold has gone into his fingers. Deep. He stops. He holds one hand with the other, waiting for the pain to pass. There are no gloves thick enough for this. No trick to make it easier. This is just the price you pay for a warm meal in a place like this. The wind outside, not a breeze, a force. And still, those hands, those cracked, cold, pitiful hands, keep cutting. The firewood is precious here. Every log is carried by hand. Every piece is split by hand. He lays them out, one by one, building the fire the way his father taught him. There is a rhythm to this work. Patience. A quiet dignity. This man is not rushing because he knows. Rushing is how mistakes happen. And out here, mistakes are expensive. And now, finally, the cooking continues. Think about what that means. After hours in this cold, after shoveling, after hunting, after everything this morning demanded, the warmth of a fire and something real on top of it is everything. He tends the fire. He does not look away. Because out here, you watch your food like you watch the weather, with total attention, because it matters that much. And then, it is done. After everything. After the cold. After the bear. After the hands that could barely hold a knife. After all of it, the food is ready. Hot. Real. Made entirely by their own hands. Somewhere nearby, another fire has done its work. The food is open, brought inside. And the men gather, not around a table, not with plates and cutlery, just together, on the ground, in the warmth of what they built. This is the meal. This is what all of it was for. Everything this day demanded led to this one quiet moment. Men eating,
We are
alive.
used to this by now. It is not much, but it keeps us going.
When the meal is over, the cold is still there. It never left. Look at what they call home. A tent, buried in ice, wind pressing against it from every side. There is no door that keeps this cold out, no wall strong enough, no barrier between these men and what the mountain throws at them. And yet, the tent is still standing, and so are they. He walks back, slowly. Every step is heavy. His entire body crusted white. He has become part of this landscape, whether he wanted to or not. Inside, the bread from earlier is waiting. This is what the whole day was about. This small thing, this bread, made with their own hands, in the middle of all of this. Two men, one piece of bread, shared. That is the whole meal. One piece of bread between two men. After a day that would break most people. And they eat it slowly, not in despair, not in anger, just quietly, together. The way people eat when they understand that food is not guaranteed, that warmth is not guaranteed, that's another day, is not guaranteed. When the bread is gone, one of the men rises. He wraps himself in everything he has. Every layer. Every cloth. He goes back outside to sleep with the sheep in the cold, because someone has to stay with the animals, and that someone is him. No complaints, no hesitation, just a man doing what the night requires. The wind takes over again. Inside, the other man is already there, covered, still. Tomorrow, it all begins again.